Hello and welcome back to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty, and I've started this over multiple times. 5 times out of the 10 times was because I said everything under the show, and then the last time I just stopped it because I was like, that intro was too aggressive. There's a lot of criticism that comes when I'm hearing my own voice, but either way, hope y'all have been doing well. Hope you had a great week. It's been kind of crazy. I think I just yelled into the microphone. It's been there's been a lot going on, but it's been really beautiful weather out, so I think it's been distracting me from just everything that's been going on. The world is crazy right now, guys. Like, the world is pretty crazy. I mean, it's been crazy and it's not getting any better. But that's I guess I'd like to hope that, things get a lot worse before they get better, and I'd like to hold true to that where things are getting really bad, but I'm hoping that we turn around and we end up in a better place. But until then, hope you all enjoy like the little things in life. There's so much out there that's causing people to like lower their energies, just like negativity, things that cause anxiety, things that cause so much just angst inside of ourselves that we need to have that time to just reflect and be back with ourselves and do the things that we enjoy. So go out, enjoy some sunshine, enjoy company of people if they're, roommates or family or whatever it is that you feel comfortable socializing with in this time of COVID and things like that. But, do your thing, do what you need to do to feel okay. And that's all that self care is. It's really doing those things that you need to do to feel okay. And it's not for anyone else to judge it, it's not for anyone else to weigh in on. It's something that you know is going to make you feel good. And that's the thing that's most important right now, is because there's just so much that's happening that's causing people to not really be able to enjoy life. And a lot of people have just experienced so much just anxiety and depression and sadness with all the isolation going on, all the events that are happening in the world. It's crazy. So take that time to take care of yourself and get back to yourself. So I'm going to make this short because this is a follow-up episode, as you can probably tell from the title. It's a follow-up episode on finding purpose. Again, as you can probably read for yourself. But this week was supposed to be herbal remedies, but that's going to be next week. And there are a few things I have for that because I feel like there's definitely a lot to that I want to kind of do more research on and kind of gather more information on. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something that I think will be an interesting topic, and maybe we can glean some information from it. I know that I always learn information when I try to find some kind of naturalistic way of dealing with something rather than, taking a Tylenol or something. So I think it'll be an interesting topic. But again, this week is going to be on finding purpose, or follow up on finding purpose, because as I look back at that episode and as I listen to it again, I realize, well, I mean, like I said in the episode, there's so much that could be added to the topic. There's so much that can be expanded when it comes to the idea of finding purpose. But there are three main points that I wanted to pick up on, or three main points that I wanted to expand on in some way. And I don't think I really even spoke about it, but I wanted to expand on this idea of not knowing. And this is something that I spoke about in the episode on finding purpose. And the idea is like, we don't necessarily need to know what our full life purpose is, because how could we know that? We don't know anything that's going to happen a year from now, a week from now. So we have to find our purpose in this very moment. And to expand on that, there are three main points again that I wanted to kind of go off of with that topic. And with this idea of not knowing, it's also something that comes with that, the idea of that we can change our paths. We can change what we feel we want for ourselves. We can change what we feel our purpose is, because we're moving in this moment. So if down the line you take steps, and you're maybe a year from now you've been working towards one thing that you thought was what you wanted to do, what felt right for you, and then a year down the line you're like, I actually don't think this is what I want. It's okay to switch paths. And so many people will feel bad for that, feeling as though, society is saying that, you're not able to commit to things. And this is something that goes back to, I think, even childhood, where it's like we are constantly told that we should find something and commit to it. We go to school and we're always told that, yeah, you have to find a topic or some kind of thing that you want to find a career in, and this is like at such a young age, and we don't know what we want, and our society has made it so that we feel as though we have to stick to this one thing and just stay with it even if we're unhappy, and that's false. If you walk down the line and you find that however much time has passed and you realize it's not something that brings you happiness, it's not something that speaks to you, it's not what drives you, then it's okay to switch paths. It's okay to start on another venture, because everything that you learned along that way, it's not a waste. It's it's refining the idea of who you are. You realizing more of who you are, because at one point maybe you thought that's what you wanted. But as the time went by, as the experiences came, you started to realize that maybe it's not something that drives you. And that's okay. And we need to realize and understand that it's okay to switch paths, and that if other people judge us for that, it doesn't matter, because it's not their happiness that's at stake, it's ours. So move towards the things that feel good for you. And I know that there are certain things that, if you invested a lot of money into it, then maybe it's a little more difficult to sever that relationship to whatever you're striving towards, but entertain that idea of what else you might want to do, and then start navigating your way that way. Because I mean, honestly, where there's a will, there's a way. And I know that that's a lot easier said than done, but there are so many times where just our own minds will trap us in our situation, when, you know, it's just exploring who we are that will get us to that place of true flow with who we are, what feels right within us. And whenever you feel as though like you're not in the place that you want to be, it's okay to switch over. It's okay to start something else. It's okay to take a step in a different direction and start finding meaning in different ways. So that's one big thing that I wanted to speak about, because I think that there are so many people that again get trapped in that idea that I've spent so much time, I've spent so much money invested in this, I may as well just stick to it even though I'm unhappy and I don't really want to do it. So it's okay to start a new path, and that's something that we should all feel comfortable doing, even though our society again doesn't always allow us to feel comfortable doing that. Another thing that goes along with that is this idea of being too old to switch paths, which I think is just like it's so unfortunate. It makes me feel very sad within myself, because I know that if years down the line I want to switch paths, I don't want to be judged or feel as though I can't because I'm too old or something like that. I'm in this group, and I'm not sure which group. I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook, and someone posted a comment. I think it was like an elderly woman posted a comment about asking if she was too old to start a new career path. And it kind of blew my mind, and I felt like so much sadness and sorrow, because like I it's so sad that we are built again in a culture that makes people feel bad, or it makes people feel as though they can't do something because a certain amount of time has passed. And no matter what age you are, no matter how long again you've gone on whatever path or have done whatever thing, whether you've been child rearing and that was 18 years of your life or 20 years of your life or however many years of your life, and you haven't done anything for yourself in that time, or maybe you haven't really pursued the things that you feel like you want to pursue, it's okay to pursue those things, and it's never too late to pursue those things. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Like, if you're not too old to be happy, then go towards the things that bring you happiness. And I think that we're never too old to be happy or to want to be happy. So always move towards the things that you want, the things that you dream of, the things that you're passionate about, the things that stoke that fire inside of you. And that fire is going to burn as long as you're alive. So however old you are, whatever age you are, it's important that we always know that we can start moving towards our happiness, whatever age we are. We can start moving towards our purpose, whatever age we are. And it's important for us to remember that, because again, like, the outside world isn't going to tell us that. I mean, like, there may be a few people like myself and other people that know this and want to spread that to other people, but in major society, that's not something that's readily accepted. It's not something that's rarely told to people. So I just want that to be something that's also something that's known, because I swear that comment, that message, like, just broke my heart, because I never want anyone to feel as though we are ever too old or ever too stuck in a position to switch paths or to do what we feel we want for ourselves. Another thing is, we don't always know what that next step is going to be. We don't always know if the path that we're going on is going to be the path that we want for ourselves. But the thing that happens so many times, and again, like if we go years into like doing something, we're like, oh man, like this isn't something I'm happy about, but I've spent so much time, I've spent so much energy, like all this time was wasted. None of that time was wasted. Every path you choose, every direction that you choose to go in life is the right path. And I say right with like kind of air quotes around it, because what is right and what's wrong, it's relative. It's all relative to you, and it's relative to you in that experience because it's your life. So what is right for you? And you may not know that's right. It may be like a path that leads you to experience so much negativity, but through that negativity, you've realized, I don't want this. I don't want these things in my life. You start going down this path and you're like, this was something I thought I wanted, but after all this experience, I realized it's not what I wanted. That is still something that's so critical to know and to understand. And would you know or understand that if you hadn't gone down that path? Maybe, but how long would that have taken? It's the adversity, it's the challenges, it's the steps that we take into the mysterious unknown that gives us more indication of what we do and don't want. Life is so vast. It's so exponentially just vast with all the things that are possible, all the things that we can do, all the things that we can move towards. And with that, it's like kind of like trial and error. We have to test and retest and try to figure out what we want, and through all those tests and retests, we refine more and more the things that are meaningful for us. I spoke about this idea before where, our negative experiences tell us so much more about what we truly want. And that's so true, because like how would we know that we want something better if we didn't experience something worse, experiencing something that was unpleasurable to us? We wouldn't know that we want something else if we didn't feel that angst. If we constantly lived a life of just like negativity and like we didn't see other people experiencing anything positive, we didn't experience anything positive ourselves, would there even be a word negative? Like, would we have like, would it be bad if we never knew anything else that was good? And that's the thing, is like, it's that subconscious realization that there is something more, that there is something better that we want, that makes those experiences feel bad. It's like, we feel bad because we know there's something better. We know there's something else that we can feel that would be more pleasurable to us. So those experiences, as we go down each path of life, as we go down these experiences trying to find our purpose, those negative experiences are just as important as those positive experiences. And those negative experiences may even lead you closer to those positive experiences. So every path you choose in life, every path you go down, it may not be the outcome that you expect, but it's giving you the information that maybe you need to take that next step into whatever other domain of life that you wish to go into. So those are the three main points that I wanted to get at when thinking about this idea of finding purpose, because as I see other people, as I speak to other people about this idea, these are common things that come up. It's like, what if I, invested like a significant amount of my money into this idea, or a significant amount of my time or my energy, or this is making me a lot of money, and I'm not really happy, but I'm making more money. And there are so many factors to take into account when trying to find our purpose. But I think at the end of the day, it's like to realize that we always have options, to realize that there's always the option to choose ourselves, and not necessarily choose ourselves in the way of being like selfish and not caring about others, but choosing ourselves in the way of siding with ourselves and doing the things that we know are right for ourselves, even if that means turning away from something that maybe brings more money but less happiness, and turning towards something that brings more happiness and maybe less money. But at the end of the day, you can rest knowing that you are doing something that you enjoy. You can wake up in the morning knowing that you are doing something that you enjoy and doing something that feels good for you. But it's about finding those things and realizing that each of our experiences are telling of what we can do next. But it's the realization, it's the exploration of ourselves, it's the exploration of that deeper part of ourselves that's speaking, that's screaming for something else. Listen to that part of yourself and understand through our experiences the things that are going to lead you to where you want to be. So yeah, that's all I got for this topic. I hope you all enjoyed or got something out of it. I don't know. You can email topics in or ideas or thoughts or anything about this topic or anything else that's been spoken about throughout the time of this podcast at everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can go to the Twitter page at everysunpodcast or the Instagram page at everything.sunpodcast and join those and see pictures and comments and updates and things like that. But yeah, that's all I got. So hope you all have a good week, good weekend, enjoy some sunshine, enjoy yourselves, be true to yourselves, love yourselves, and that's all I got. Love you all. I'll see you next time.